again, this is going to be more of an improv rant versus my normal scripted rants. So, sorry, there's going to be a few more pauses and such, and just me going on tangents. Yay! So, the Vampire SMP final is completed. This is going to have spoilers for the Vampire SMP finale. Just pretty well all of them. So, this AU is a reverse turnings AU, or basically reverse death, reverse turnings, since Ren and Martin did not turn, they died. It's still reverse. I I have noted them all down earlier. So Scott and Pearl would switch when they're turned. Owen and Ren switches. Pyro and Martin, Shelby and Abolish. Apo and Legando. Cleo and Sausage. And Avid and Drift. Just those are the pairs that swaps. Imagine. Wait. Just imagine. Instead of vampires, it would be werewolves. It makes more sense for werewolves because Pearl and Red would be the starter too, instead of Scott and Owen. So that makes a lot more sense actually. Weros SMP? Who knows? Yeah. But I feel like all deaths should be kept with their role as well. So like Ren and Martin never turned but they died. But also Apo would be killed instead of Legando, and Drift would be killed instead of Avid. I just feel like that would work out for fun. Like, I wonder how it would go. Like, imagine Pearl being like, oh, you're now a vampire or werewolf or whatever we want to call it. It's just like, and Ren just looking, it's just like, oh, you are one too. And then Martin's just there, kind of taking the pyro turning role. The who in this AU, the who turns who should be different, just because I feel like Ren would be the one to turn Martin more than Pearl. But also, who knows? Who knows? But that also means in the AU, Owen, Ren, Pyro, and Martin still die. Just they're just all fully dead by the end of it. Oh wow. I wonder what would kill Drift in this one. Just, great times. Would you think like the ships and such would stay the same as well? Because I think it would, just because they're fun. Like the same as canon. Oh, imagine the ending with like Scott being last human, and it's just like, yeah, okay, whoever wants to turn back into a human, go ahead. We'll turn you back. And then it's probably. I feel like Abolish is just too on the nose for it, but also Abolish and Shelby would be swapped, so who knows? Could be either way. I I didn't know when I first started this AU, like which one died first, Drift or Avid, but it doesn't really matter because they're swapped together. It makes sense. Like I forgot which one died first or turned first, not died. Oh, imagine like the endings, like Legando having to deal with his own stuff, and Avid with Drift and all that. That would just be all crazy. I feel like Scott and Pearl again would be a really good swap. Why would Owen and Pyro like die instead of turn? Is a good question. Like Ren and Martin, Ren already being turned and Martin being the first turned and not having other sire blood makes sense. But why would Pyro and Owen die? I'm thinking, at least for Owen, Legando could have gave blood to Owen, and so Legando's technically the sire, and then And then when stuff happens, wrong side of your blood, death. But for Pyro, I have no idea. It's kind of one of those weird AU things that makes no sense until you look at it later on. Because Pyro and Owen were never that close in canon either. Pyro was much closer to Scott. So that could also be a trigger to, like, get killed or something. I'm not quite sure about it. Meanwhile, here is Appo, and I feel like Appo would die more easily from another vampire instead of Legando, just by how Legando kind of like, I want to, I don't deserve to live type thing in his point of view. Where Appo was kind of like public enemy number one, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, and then the military, since like the military and Coven like swapped basically, that would change a lot. I feel like Appo would still do military thing. Avid totally still has the reason for turning, and Drift probably turning the same way too. But and maybe even Sausage turning the same way. Like, several people I feel like turns the same way as they do in canon, but at the same time, from who, by what, all that's fun stuff. Werewolf SMP stuff. Or maybe there were pyres. That also could exist. Who knows? But I feel like usual, Pearl and Cleo would stay in Oakhurst still. And then Scott, Shelby, Avid in this case would all stay in, well, not stay, we'll all go to New York. And I feel like Abolish would still watch. Whether Abolish is vampire or not, I'm not quite sure about how the turning back into human kind of goes in the AU, because it makes a lot of sense for Abolish. But who knows? I just realized Appo could have been killed by Appo or Pyro could have been killed just by like trying to change it back into human, but failed. And that would just be fun. It would be fun. I don't know. Just a pile of ideas out there. Just an absolute pile. Well, I hope you enjoyed this very much involved video instead of scripted. Like and subscribe for more content, and goodbye!